J-E-T-S! Let's go!
Rodgers, quick pass to Garrett Wilson. Touchdown! What a throw! Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson.
J-E-T-S!
Let's get it! Wow! Jet Life Stadium. Aaron Rodgers is home, baby. Jets media, I love you all. Free call! It's gone! Ready to take flight with the Jets, baby. Let's go! Woo!
What is going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to Jets Media. I'm finally home after a long ride back from One Jets Drive. Woo! Finally, I can go live and share my thoughts. Now, I did already go live from practice. That was from my phone. Quality wasn't the best. So I promised you guys on that show that I'll make another show when I come back home and can kind of give you more of my in-depth analysis and my biggest takeaways from the green and white scrimmage. Shout out to everybody that showed love on that live stream. That was from the phone. Obviously, it was a vertical format, wasn't the cleanest. I mean, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to quality of content. And when I rewatch it, I'm like, ugh, audio stunk. And I'm like, it's all right. I'll be back home in the full studio and be able to interact with the chat a little bit more and give you guys my analysis and breakdown of what I took away from the most being at training camp. Got to give a big shout out to BetUS Sportsbook for being the proud sportsbook sponsor of today's show. Don't forget to click the link down below in the description, folks, to sign up for BetUS today. Now, let's get into what I took away from it the most. Now, I already broke it down in that show, but I want to go deeper into it because the Jets are now showing some videos. We actually have Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. Shout out Ryan. He recorded the whole practice apparently and posted it on his YouTube channel. So if you want to see it for yourself, go check it out. I also gave you guys my live play-by-play on Twitter of just breaking down what I saw and try to tweet real time. So yeah, that's really that from that standpoint. Now, the first thing I want to break down is Aaron Rodgers and the offense, right? The unfortunate thing right away to get out of the way is we did not see a touchdown from the starting offense. We did not see one offensive touchdown from an Aaron Rodgers-led offense. Now, is that disappointing? Yeah, it's disappointing, but if you add context to the reasons for it, was it Aaron Rodgers' fault? Absolutely not. Was it the offensive line's fault? Well, one of them was in Joe Tippmann's snap over his head at the 9-yard line. Another issue was the fumble from Isaiah Davis. So let's break it down. Watching that offense go down the field the way that they did to start off practice was fun to watch. And a lot of people ask me, hey, Richie, how does Rodgers look? Does he look like himself? Does the Achilles look like it's an issue? And I'm like, no, it's not an issue. Okay? You look at him and you cannot tell that he's tore his Achilles last year, in my opinion. Now, if you guys are at practice with me, and let me know in the chat, do you agree? Because based off of what I'm seeing, this is the same exact Aaron Rodgers that we saw last year in training camp. The same exact one. There's no difference. I don't see, oh, yeah, look, he's slow, or he looks a little extra washed because of his injury he's dealing with, or he still has to work his way up, right, to be ready to go for the season. I don't see that. Aaron Rodgers, look at that still shot. No look passes. He's just playing within the structure of his own mind, which is off the charts, by the way. He's moving within the pocket. Whenever there's pressure, he feels it. He's stepping up. He's rolling to his right. He's rolling to his left. He's mobile. So I think Aaron Rodgers looks great. He looks great. Now, the offense around him. Let's start off with the offensive line. Now, Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith did not practice. Both of them got veteran rest days. Nothing to be concerned about. The Jets are playing it smart. And I think it's a cool dynamic that the New York Jets have at the offensive tackle position is that they have the ability to give Smith and Moses veteran rest days, and that benefits the development of Olu to get first-team reps at left tackle, Max Mitchell to get first-team reps at right tackle. They both look pretty good. Now, did Jermaine Johnson get the better of them sometimes? Yeah, Jermaine Johnson was the star on defense. I mean, that guy is poised to go nuclear in year number 3. Jermaine Johnson gave us a little tease of the type of player he could become in year 2. I hope you guys realize that. Rookie Jermaine Johnson, Jermaine will tell you himself, was a disappointment in his eyes. He's been very open about it. Year 2 was just a little tease of the player he's about to become, because I'm calling it right now. Jermaine Johnson is going to be looked at as one of the best defensive ends in football this year. Like, he is a man on a mission. He has swag to him. Every time he got in the backfield and made a play, he was hyping up his defense. He was talking trash to the Jets offense. Like, Jermaine Johnson is poised to be one of the best players on the entire Jets defense. And that's going to be hard to do when you have Quinnen Williams on that defense, when you have Sauce Gardner on that defense, when you have Quincy Williams, when you have CJ Mosley. I think Jermaine is going to be up there with those guys, and Hassan Reddick, who is still not there, by the way. So Jermaine was the star on defense for me. Now, getting back into the offense, seeing that offensive line with Olu, Simpson, Tippmann, AVT, and Max Mitchell, they look pretty good. They were protecting Rodgers. They were opening up holes in the run game. Even though sometimes I noticed a lot of times when Breece Hall got the ball or Braylon Allen got the ball, Jermaine was back there immediately, a lot stuffing those runs. But hey, that's okay. They're still figuring things out offensively. But Aaron Rodgers was checking things down a lot. And the one thing I noticed about Aaron Rodgers is that he is feeding Allen Lazard, folks. He's feeding Lazard. And I know Lazard is like a polarizing figure amongst Jets fans because we're all scarred of last year. And I get it. Lazard stunk last year. Let's just be honest. Let's just be straight up here. Allen Lazard played awful football last season. But I really hope Jets fans can open up their mind and realize that just because Lazard played trash last year, let's not pretend that's a guarantee that's going to happen again this season. Aaron Rodgers made Allen Lazard the player he is. The Jets brought him in because of the connection between Aaron Rodgers and Allen Lazard. And let me tell you guys right now, you can see the chemistry on the practice field. Like, third down, he goes to Lazard almost every time. There was a lot of times where the first down play was a handoff and it went for, a negative. Second down, they checked it down and then it was third and long. Third down and long, play action over the middle to Lazard. I mean, it feels like Lazard is a safety blanket for Rodgers. And Lazard came through. He has reliable hands today. He went up and grabbed a lot of tough balls. I mean, to end off practice, it was really cool because in the 2-minute drill, there was 30 seconds on the clock. They were simulating, the end of a game situation. And on third down, Rodgers threw up a fade ball one-on-one to Lazard with Eccles in coverage. Eccles was all over Lazard, made a play on it. Eccles started getting hyped up, but they called a flag on it. And then Lazard and Eccles started going after each other. Literally, they were throwing punches. And then Tony Adams, completely bear hugged Eccles to make sure they did not get into it. And then you see Rodgers sprint down the field to avoid any fight. And then what does Rodgers do on the next play? Yeah, he notices Eccles and Lazard back at it, man coverage, throws the same exact route to Lazard. And Lazard goes up and mosses Eccles. And then they clock it with 2 seconds left. And then right when they clock it, Lazard rips his helmet off and starts talking so much trash to the defense. And Solomon Thomas, Michael Clemens hated that. So did Eccles. They started chirping. And then the offense won. And then Greg Zuerlein kicked a field goal. So the offense at the end of the scrimmage, they technically won. But even though I would say the defense, starting-wise, would won the scrimmage because they kept the offense out of the end zone. They did not score one touchdown. So I thought that was a fun little thing I noticed. Garrett Wilson, I wouldn't say he had a quiet practice. I mean, he had a big conversion of third down over the middle with a sliding grab. He had a tremendous back shoulder catch from Aaron Rodgers down the right sideline with JBC in coverage. There was a play in the red zone where Garrett Wilson caught it over the middle, but Sherwood tackled him to avoid the touchdown. So Garrett Wilson was, good today, but he wasn't the star. I feel like Lazard had more catches than Garrett Wilson today, to be honest. And Tyler Conklin, he's definitely heavily involved, but another player that stood out to me on defense that made a lot of plays is Jamie Sherwood. Jamie Sherwood was the man locking down Conklin and Lazard at times too. I mean, he had two or three different opportunities to make a play on the ball, and Quincy Williams had a play. The linebackers for the Jets with CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, and Sherwood are freaking good, folks. They are really, really good. And I really love to see that because I'm a big fan of Sherwood, big fan of the linebackers. I have been so consistent, and I hope you guys remember this. Every year, everyone's like, Richie, what are we going to do about a linebacker? Oh, we need a linebacker this year. Going back 3 years ago, I'm like, folks, we don't need linebacker help. Well, Richie, what do you mean? We need to get a linebacker. We don't. We have CJ Mosley. We have Quincy Williams developing, and we drafted Jamie and Sherwood. Just be patient. Watch Sal and his defensive coaching staff go to work and develop these folks. And now we have two legit stud linebackers in Quincy and CJ, and Jamie and Sherwood is right behind those two in his development. Entering year number 4, I believe, he's poised for a breakout. I'm telling you, Jamie and Sherwood is a stud, and he really stood out to me today at practice on the defensive end. Braylon Allen is the for sure running back number 2. He is a brick wall. He also flashed in receiving. I noticed Rodgers gave him the ball a lot in the pass game, and he brought in all the balls that Rodgers gave it to him. I also noticed that Aaron Rodgers is feeding the running backs and feeding the tight ends in a check down situation that's working. Like this first reads over the middle, no one's open. Rodgers immediately does a no look. Like he makes it look easy. He's just like, oh, no one's open here. I'm just going to no look dime to Ruckert on the sideline. Ruckert caught it, went up the sideline, picked up the first down, new set of downs. That's what makes Aaron Rodgers great, is that when the first read is not there and they're not open, he doesn't panic. He just knows exactly where to go with the ball when the first read's not there. Either a check down to Brees, check down to Allen, a check down to a tight end. It's just, he makes it look so effortless, and I'm trying not to take it for granted that I'm watching one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game on my football team. I'm not, even though he did not do anything for us last year. He obviously got injured in Aaron Rodgers. Every time I go to practice, I'm like, I'm watching a great right now. This is someone that's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's a freaking Jet, okay? It's unbelievable stuff when you watch him there. So Rodgers just is holding his teammates accountable, and I would say it was like a win-win on offense and defense. And the big thing, just to remind you guys, the reason why the Jets offense did not score touchdowns is there's many different reasons. The first drive, they went all the way down the field. The offense was marching down the field. It was 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Tippmann was intimidated by Quinnen Williams, who was lined up right over him. And that snap that Joe Tippmann sailed over Aaron Rodgers' head, by the way, Quinnen Williams was lined up in front of him, and he tossed him. He literally tossed Tippmann to the ground. So Tippmann's just got to not allow Quinnen to intimidate him that much. No excuse from Tippmann there. He cannot do that. But the good thing about Tippmann is after that bad snap, he had perfect snaps for the rest of practice. So that's, I guess, a good thing that he wasn't a consistent thing throughout the entire practice. It was just that one bad snap. And then the second drive, the Jets go all the way down the field with Rodgers. Again, checking things down. Great little pass to Wilson. Great pass to Lazard. Checking it down to Brees Hall. Isaiah Davis gets involved. And then all of a sudden, Isaiah Davis is the running back on the field. Second down, they throw a screen pass to Isaiah Davis. Davis runs the wrong route. Rodgers is pissed off. He's like, you got to be here. And then the very next play on 3rd and short, they give it back to the rookie, Isaiah Davis. And CJ Mosley, the veteran, bops the ball out. Fumble. Chuck Clark recovers it, turnover on downs. So that's how the first two sequences of the Jets offense went with Aaron Rodgers, is march down the field, just to stall in the red zone, one with a bad snap by Tippmann, and then the next one by a fumble by Isaiah Davis. And then at halftime, you see the Jets offense go back on the field with Aaron Rodgers. They go down the field again. And the cool thing I did notice is there was a design screen pass to Brees Hall, and it was beautifully designed, in my opinion. Brees Hall caught it, makes the first guy miss. I mean, Brees is so filthy with the ball in his hands. And then I see CJ Mosley come out with the hammer trying to knock the ball free. He literally punches. First of all, he hits Brees hard and then tries to punch the ball out, but Brees is not Isaiah Davis. He's no rookie. He knows that he's got to protect the football. The ball does not get onto the grass, and Brees just gets tackled. Something I mentally noted. I'm like, aha, you see, rookie Isaiah Davis allowed CJ Mosley knock the ball free, but he did not allow CJ Mosley to knock the ball out in Brees Hall. And then the Jets went all the way down the field, and then they were in the red zone again. And the defense, they absolutely zipped things up in the red zone today. The last two practices was red zone drills, and Aaron Rodgers lit them up. Aaron Rodgers had 11 touchdowns in red zone drills the last two practices, and then today in the scrimmage, the Jets defense was like, no, we take too much pride in the red zone. That's what makes the Jets defense so good, is they do not give up touchdowns easily in the red zone. Like, they allow field goals. When they get strained and they allow the opposing offense to march on them, they play their best football, usually the Jets defense, in the red zone, and they did that today. Rodgers was under duress. Jermaine Johnson was getting to him. Jamie and Sherwood was making plays on the ball, and they did not allow any touchdowns. So that was cool to see. Rodgers threw a lot of, 50-50 balls up, and the Jets defense was just draped all over the receivers. Like, Rodgers was giving the receivers opportunities, and the receivers just simply wasn't open. Like, they literally were draped. Sherwood was draped all over him, and it was a good day from the defense, defensive perspective. And then the final drive was the drive we talked about. It was like a 2-minute drill. The Jets are running a hurry-up offense. Rodgers threw a dart to, like, El Zayat, who I never really heard of, for like a 30-yard gain. And then he threw another quick pass to Braylon Allen, and then that's when he did the Lazard pass. Penalty, went back to Lazard, clocked it, and then they got the field goal. So that's really from the Jets' offensive perspective. It looked good in terms of marching on the field, but stalled in the red zone. Now, Tyrod Taylor and the Jets' second-team offense, they started off very slow. 3-and-out, punt. Like, when the second-team offense came out there, the second-team defense won every time. It was a 3-and-out after 3-and-out, barely moving the football with Tyrod Taylor. In the second half, Tyrod started getting more comfortable, and then he threw a legit sick touchdown pass to Jason Brownlee in the second half of the scrimmage. Tyrod Taylor and Jason Brownlee, they have a connection. There is chemistry there. They had a ridiculous touchdown that we saw yesterday at practice. I don't know if they released the video yet, but there was a ridiculous touchdown catch from Jason Brownlee on the left corner of the end zone. I can't wait to see a video of it because it was freakishly athletic, freakishly acrobatic from Brownlee to bring in the touchdown on that throw from Tyrod Taylor. Really cool stuff there. And Zaire Barnes in the second-team defense was the guy who stood out to me the most today on the second-team defense. Zaire Barnes hit Izzy big time. I mean, Izzy ran up the middle and had no room, and Barnes was there to meet him and let him know. He literally decked him to the ground and stood over him and flexed on him. I was like, okay, Zaire Barnes. Also, what's his name? Jalen Key and Stiggers, the two rookie players in the secondary, they did look good today. Like, the second-team defense was locking things down for the most part. And then outside of that, Isaiah Davis, after those two bad plays that he had early on in the scrimmage, he woke up. He started playing really, really well, the rookie running back, Isaiah Davis. He had two big runs, and then he had a third run that looked like a touchdown. It looked like a 50-yard touchdown, but apparently he was touched. In my opinion, no one touched him. I mean, I saw Davis have a wide-open hole. He followed the hole and then went down the right sideline and was gone. But the defense said they got him, and then they marked him down at the 40-yard line, which I thought was ridiculous. And then Valladay got the ball a lot. Like, now the running back position is interesting, right? With Tariq Cohen retiring, it's Breece Hall, obviously, Braylon Allen at number 2, but who's the number 3 and number 4? It's a competition right now between Isaiah Davis, Izzy Abanikanda, and Valladay. So Izzy definitely feels like he is the odd man out. Davis is getting more looks with Rodgers. Davis is getting more looks with the first team and the second team. So that's something to keep in mind. It's something to note on. And I think that the offensive line with Olu looked really good. On the defensive line perspective, McGregor was getting after the quarterback. Jermaine Johnson, again, was the stud today. Quinnen Williams was mauling people. Outside of that, man, that's my biggest takeaways. I feel like the New York Jets really, really are a fun team. Sauce Gardner did not practice today, by the way. And if you want to get more in-depth breakdowns of what happened today at practice, just go look at my Twitter, man. Go look at my Twitter. And I also just want to say this, folks. Like, what I did today was, like, so fun. Like, I'm living my dream, being able to do what I do for a living full time. Like, if you guys don't know this, what I do right now, this live stream, this is my full-time thing. And I cannot be more thankful for you guys watching me, liking this video, supporting the brands on this video, because without the sponsorships, just so you guys are aware, I'm being very transparent with you. I love being transparent with my audience. Without the brand deals, I can't do this full-time. And you guys supporting the brands, you guys hitting the like button, subscribing, allows me to do this full-time. And, like, being at practice today, live tweeting a scrimmage was like I was like fulfilling my childhood dream, if that makes sense. Like, it's really, really awesome, really, really fun to be able to cover the New York Jets full time. Now, the next goal is getting credentials. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think I have a pathway to it, but I'll leave that for you guys to interpret it on your own. But just want to say I can't thank you guys enough for all the support in the chat, on Twitter, on Instagram, like all throughout my platforms, on Roundtable Sports that I've been building, which we're launching this week, by the way. Like, thank you guys so much, because I never thought I'd be here, honestly. And all I've been doing is just grinding and putting my head down and not listening to the negative energy and just focusing on the people who support me. And I've got to this point because of that. So thank you guys so much. And that's my biggest takeaway. So I would love to open this up to a Q&A. I would love to open this up to you guys in the chat. If you guys have any questions about training camp, any questions about the scrimmage today, would love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to simply smash the like button on your way into the show, folks. We got over 150 people watching with only 48 likes. Let's hit the like button right now, folks. And we're so close to 23K subs on YouTube. If you guys are not subscribed, consider smashing the subscribe button, baby. Let's get this to 23K. Here for the memes in the chat. I saw them today. It was dope meeting you today, my man. It was dope meeting you too, bro. Always, always, always a great, it's so fun meeting everybody. I always have a special gift for people who recognize me and come up to me at practice. It's simply just a Jets media sticker. It was funny in the parking lot with Jake Asman on my way out of practice. I had a bunch of people like asking for stickers, and it was really cool to give away some stickers. Justin says, how was Stiggers today? Speaking of stickers, funny. He was good. I mean, he didn't really flash. I feel like the ball wasn't thrown his way a lot. The first half, he was locking things down. The second half, the ball didn't really go his way, so I didn't really notice it. Shout out to King Lowski, who won one of the two classic jersey giveaways that I did. I did one on Twitter. I did one on Instagram. Shout out to King Lowski. He won, and he decided to get a Quinnen Williams jersey. King Lowski, it's on the way. It's purchased. It is on your way to your cribbo. And when you do get it, King Lowski, do me a favor. Take a picture with you wearing it. Tag me in it. I would love to show the people. I would love to show the people. Where's Jack? I was actually with Jack last night at his gig. Jack is grinding with music. That's what he does full time, and that's been a more priority for him. And we'll see if he comes on Jets Media throughout the season. I would love to have him on. Love to have him on, as always. Who's your favorite player right now? Great question. Such a tough question to answer, to be honest. I love everybody on this Jets team. Garrett Wilson continues to be my favorite. I mean, I've been waiting. Like, since I became a Jets fan, I'm like, why can't the Jets just draft a number one receiver that's just like the guy? And we finally did in Garrett Wilson, so he continues to be my favorite player. But Quincy Williams is another guy that has always been my favorite because I've been telling you folks about him since we brought him in the building. Charles with the member for 20 months. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Richie, I will see you at Jake and Dan Jose. Let's go. We're doing an event with Jake Asman for the training camp meetup next Wednesday night. Can't wait to see that. Loco Joe says, yo, Richie, finally I got a chance to tune in after moving into my new place. What did I miss? Loco Joe, what's good, brother? Great to have you, man. I mean, there's a lot that you missed. How about that? A lot. So if you want to get more in detail, rewind the show because I broke down everything you need to know. Rodgers looked good today, but the Jets stalled out in the red zone. They did not score any touchdowns. The defense definitely shut it down. Jetted out with the $2. Today is Zach Wilson's birthday, Tom Brady, and mine's. Hey, happy birthday to my man, Jetted Out. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, man. Everyone wish Jetted Out a happy birthday right now in the chat. Jason says, nice to see you at training camp and the ticket scanner guy that said hey to you today and Tuesday. LOL. Go Jets. Jason, my man. Appreciate you, brother. I always love walking in. I always see Jason scanning in tickets. Appreciate you, Jason. Did I watch the Ruckert or I did not yet, David. I did not. I've been very, very busy building Roundtable Sports and all the other stuff. So I have not, but I definitely will be watching that very, very soon. I heard it was amazing. Who is JJ beating? JJ was beating everybody. I mean, the starting offensive line, whether it was Olu, Max Mitchell, AVT, Titman. I mean, Jermaine is a man on a mission, bro. Man on a mission. Why was Corley so quiet today? I think Corley was quiet because Rodgers started to check down a lot to the running backs today. He was kind of a dink and dunk type of offense that was working, by the way. He was prioritizing the running backs and tight ends, and then the number 1 and number 2 receivers, which is Garrett Wilson and Lazard. Malachi Corley's the 3rd receiver, so he wasn't involved today a lot. How does Kinlaw look? Didn't really notice him a lot today, I'll be honest. Again, it's really hard to like watch every single player. Like, if I can have a recording of the entire practice and then rewatch a different and like watch tape on a specific player and take notes, I wish I could do that, but I don't have access to it. Was Mitchell, Max Mitchell's right tackle? He's playing right tackle for Morgan Moses. I saw Corley's screen and JBC got trucked on. Yeah, so the only, I think, reception was the play after Joe Tippmann had that botched snap. It was 3rd and goal from the 30-yard line, and then Rodgers threw a design screen to Malachi Corley, and he picked up like 5 or 6 yards, and he trucked JBC. So that was the only time I think Corley. And guys, if you ever do see me in training camp, I always have one of these on deck, a Jets Media sticker. I gave a lot of these out today, and if you got one of these, hope you did. I got a lot to give out. I think we got to bring McGovern back. I mean, I'm not panicking about the Tippmann snap stuff just yet, personally. Garrett is such a stud. I still like such a baller showing up to practice with the new G5 drip. He's so true. Came up from Mike Will to start running with the ones. Yeah, man. It's crazy how we have Mike Williams on this team. Doesn't feel like we have Mike Williams at all. Simply because he's not healthy. Folks, don't forget to hit the like button. Let's get over 100 likes here on the channel. We got 68 likes right now. Do your boy a solid favor and smash the like button for your boy right now. I'll greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you can simply smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it going, folks. Let's get things up and loaded. Let's get things up and loaded. Appreciate you guys big time, as always, tuning into the show. Any questions about training camp or green and white scrimmage? I was there today. It was hot, bro. It was hot. Definitely don't hesitate to ask any questions in the comment section down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say. As always, let's get it going. Now, as you all know, we do have a proud sponsor, the sportsbook sponsor, BetUS Sportsbook. Shout out to BetUS Sportsbook. You guys can receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Please, please, please bet responsibly. But if you guys want to check out BetUS, this is the go-to sportsbook. Very reliable, fast 24-hour payouts, 24/7 customer service. They have your own personal accountant when you log in and make an account. They got a lot of player prop bets that I wanted to show you guys today. The Breece Hall line I just saw, where did it go? Breece Hall is at 1,050 yards rushing. Over under, I think it's inevitable he's going to hit this mark. I mean, he had 996 last year, to add some context. I like Breece Hall hitting the over on that one. Also, I noticed Garrett Wilson's at 7.5 touchdowns. Now, Mike Williams, let's start off with that. Mike Williams is at 4.5 touchdowns. The only thing that's not going to allow this to hit is simply Rodgers getting hurt. I think this is going to hit the over. I mean, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself and pick the over on everything, but I like the Jets' odds this year. And if you also look at the AFC East odds, the Jets are all of a sudden the second favorites. The second favorites to win it all. I'm sorry, just to win the AFC East, not to win it all. But I am curious to see the odds for week number 1 and how they fluctuated so far for Monday Night Football. The Jets are probably last. So the Jets are at +5 for the home opener. Not the home opener, excuse me, for the week 1 opener against the Niners. Okay, so they definitely love the Niners. 5 points to the Jets. The money line's at +195. They're expecting somewhat of a low-scoring game at a 45-point line. I like the Jets at +5. I think I'm going to rip the Jets +5 here. So if you guys want to check out BetUS Sportsbook, don't forget 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Link down below in the description. Open up your account today. Shout out to BetUS as always.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Let's go. Shout out. Keith says, random question. Who do you think Sauce will guard versus Houston, Diggs or Collins? Stephon Diggs. for sure. I mean, that's if Sauce starts to travel. He will, Dane. He will. Ashton will get on the field. That's for sure. He's going to get on the field in certain packages. I didn't know Sauce didn't dress. Was he on the sidelines today? Yeah, so Sauce, apparently he was excused yesterday due to a personal event, and he arrived out of town this morning on a flight. So the Jets did not want him to practice because he did not practice yesterday. He was traveling this morning. So no injury to Sauce, which is good. I work as a delivery driver. I'm out in the heat every day. Brutal. Well, Business Hooks, we appreciate all you do. How about that? Appreciate you. How do you see the back end of the corner room shaping up 4 through 6? Great question, Jason. Today they had JBC starting alongside DJ Reed with Sauce out. So that tells you a lot. Also, they had Eccles in the slot. So with Sauce Gardner not practicing and Michael Carter II still injured, Jarek Bernard-Converse was the next man starting alongside DJ Reed on the outside, and then we had Eccles starting in the slot. So JBC, I think, is the next man up. And then we have Quantez, who I think is making a name for himself big time as well. So it's an interesting one, man. It's an interesting group. Rest in peace to Sauce's friend who passed away. That's why he didn't practice today. Oh, I didn't know this. Jason, thank you for that news. I did not know this. So Jason, who worked for the Jets, says that the reason why Sauce was not practicing today or yesterday is his friend passed away. So definitely rest in peace. I know you probably don't watch basketball. Jerome, I have a whole New York Knicks channel. I'm a big basketball buff. Go check out Knicks Media if you're a Knicks fan. Do you think someone breaks Steph's all-time three-point record, and where does Sauce rank amongst corners? Sauce is ranked number 1. And, Dante DiVincenzo is breaking it. How do you feel about Zaire Barnes and Chad Surratt? I think they're both really, really good. It's going to be a tough cut. I think Zaire Barnes is the guy that's going to make the team. Barnes thrived today. I love Zaire Barnes. Big fan of him. Give Brees the ball. Nothing else matters. Jets forever. So true. F-Zo, Jets go. Let's go, baby. I keep forgetting we have Mike Williams. Our offense. Yeah. Isn't that cool that we're that loaded up that we just forget that we have Mike Williams? Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff about all that. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the show, guys. I kind of broke down all you needed to know about the New York Jets. Green and white scrimmage, baby. I'll be back at practice on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be with Jake Asman. And Wednesday is a traditional practice. And then Thursday, we got the Washington Commanders coming to town for a joint practice. That's going to be really fun. I'll be on VIP for that one. And then we have a preseason game on Saturday. I'll be live for that, giving you my live play-by-play reaction, by the way, during the Jets-Commanders preseason game. I'll also be featured on Rio Robinson's YouTube channel, who is a Washington Commanders YouTuber. He's also he's the representative for the NFC East Roundtable. If you guys don't know anything about Roundtable Sports, definitely check it out. The launch of Roundtable Sports Network is this freaking week. We have 8 divisions launching this week on Roundtable Sports. Something I've been working on all summer, all offseason is Roundtable Sports Network, by the way. One of the 3 co-founders of that network. And Rio Robinson, the Washington Commanders representative of the NFC East Roundtable, he invited me on his show. I would love for Jets Nation to support that show. That's going to be live Friday, 2 p.m. So we have all week before that. But just want to let you guys know what you got cooking up. And then we have all 8 division roundtables launching this week. It's going to be ridiculous. We got a super chat from Jets Lunatic. How's the pass rushers now that Reddick's holding out? Jermaine Johnson was a dog today. Absolute dog today. So that's that. Will McDonald, a little quiet. I think Olu was shutting him down, low-key. But outside of that, man, positive stuff. Positive stuff. Appreciate the $2 super chat, Jets Lunatic. I really, really do appreciate it. So, folks, that's going to wrap up the show here. I do appreciate, again, all the love and all the support. Practice was a lot of fun today. Big shout out to BetUS. We're also going to give a big shout out to another proud sponsor of the channel on our way out, and that is Manta Sleep. Make sure you guys get your sleep mask today. 10% off using code JETS. Shout out to Manta Sleep. I'll see you guys in the next show. Peace and love as always.
As you all know, we've had a proud sponsor of Jets Media for quite some time now, and they happen to be Manta Sleep. Now, if you guys want to use my promo code JETS, you will get a 10% discount code. That link is down below in the description. Now, you might be wondering, what is Manta Sleep? If you guys have any struggles with sleeping, I cannot highly recommend more the Manta Sleep Pro Mask. Now, I've been using this since they became sponsors of the channel months ago, and I literally wear this exact sleep mask every single night before sleep. Again, guys, this is what you got to invest in if you're having any difficulty with sleep. It is the most advanced sleep mask on the market, and I promise you, you will not regret getting your sleep mask. It absolutely takes out the light, 100% blackout, zero eye pressure technology, so when you put it on, you can open your eyes, but really, my favorite part about it is it completely turns out the light. So even if you want to put it on for a midday nap, or even you don't even want to take a rest, you just want to put the sleep mask on, even meditate. It's a really mindful practice, and I cannot recommend them more to you guys. They have a lot of different masks on their website. This happens to be the Pro Mask, which I personally recommend. It's what I use. But don't forget, use that link down below in the description, 10% off discount code. They have a Bluetooth mask if you want to listen to music. They got a silk mask. They got ones for kids. They got a weighted mask. They got a cool mask. Definitely check out their website. Cannot recommend them more. Thank you, Matt to Sleep, for being a proud sponsor of Jets Media.